So Ruben Amorim, we know, is struggling with this 3 at the back system. Myself, I've tried it in Football Manager and found a nice little balance, but it's not been perfect. So today, by using AI and seeing if that 3-4-3 is better than my version and Ruben Amorim's version. All right, let's get into it. The tactic will be available as a download to all the Patreons, but don't worry, we will be going through all the information that the AI gives us and the team and player instructions to follow. Let's go and see what the AI has put together. So I have used Grok, which is the Twitter AI, and I just typed in, how would a Ruben Amorim 3-4-3 tactic look like in Football Manager 2024? And it's come up with a little bit of a dossier, everything you could need to try and put it together. So we're going to go through it now. We're then going to put it into FM, see which players suit it, and then we'll simulate a season as well at the end, just to see how it works in the game. So it says, in Football Manager, implementing a Ruben Amorim 3-4-3 tactic will involve recreating his approach at Sporting, focusing on a dynamic possession-based style with a strong emphasis on verticality and the use of wing-backs. Here's how you could set it up. Formation and player roles: defensive line 3-4-3. Central defenders, typically you would use 3 ball-playing defenders or a mix with 1 central defender for balance. The idea is to have the defenders who are comfortable with the ball at their feet, able to start plays from the back and maintain a high defensive line for the offside traps. Midfield 4, 2 wing-backs. These would set to wing-back on support or wing-back on attack, depending on your team's defensive needs and attacking prowess. They play a crucial part in Amorim systems, pushing up to provide width and overlapping with the attackers. Central midfielders 2, 1 could be a defensive DM or an anchor to provide a shield for the back line. The other might be a deep line playmaker or a register for orchestrating the play, especially if you want to mimic Amorim's build up through the middle. In attack, 2 wingers set as an inside forward or an advanced playmaker on the flanks for creativity and movement into the central areas, often forming a 3-4-2-1 when in possession. 1 striker, complete forward or a poacher can work, focus on exploiting spaces left by the defensive line or linking up play. And then it does team instructions: shorter passing to maintain possession and build up from the back, play out of defence for the better ball retention, work ball into the box to create high quality chances rather than relying on long shots, overlap left and right to ensure wing-backs push up providing width. In transition, we're going to counter press to regain possession quickly, reflecting Amorim's aggressive press. Out of possession, high defensive line to compress space and catch opponents offside. Tighter marking for man-orientated pressing when you're not in possession. That isn't in the game anymore, but we can recreate that, I think, potentially with some of the player instructions. Use the offside trap, which we can't do, but we'll squeeze up, step up more. That will increase and make that more aggressive. In general, positive or attacking mentality to push the team forward, although this can vary based on the opponent. Player instructions: wing-backs, instruct them to get further forward and cross more often. Central midfielders, 1 might be to hold position while the other could move into channels or take more risks to aim in build-up. Wingers, encourage them to cut inside or move into the channels for fluidity in attack. Considerations: adaptability. The tactic may need adjustments based on your squad strengths. Amorim's tactics require versatile players who can transition between roles seamlessly. Opponent specific, you might want to tweak the mentality or specific player roles, different opponents, especially when facing teams with different tactical setups. This setup would aim to replicate Amorim's fluid, possession-oriented approach with a focus on high pressing and quick transitions as described in various resources and posts on X. Remember, the effectiveness can vary depending on player attributes, which is something people, when downloading tactics, forget about: team morale and the tactical understanding within the game's AI. Right, with all that, we're going to put it into FM. Right, the basis of it, it doesn't actually mention a sweeper keeper, so we will obviously put a sweeper keeper and put it on attack, and that obviously, unfortunately for Manchester United fans, is going to be an honor. Now, I have swapped between the few. I have generally kind of done wide centre-backs. I've normally had a covering role, however, the game doesn't suggest that. I am also, sometimes I also don't put in a ball-playing defender in the middle, but I am going to do this for the video. As it says, midfield 4, we're going to have 1 on support now. I think we're going to go this side on support and this side on attack. No, this side on support and then this side on attack, because we are going to probably play with the inside forward on this side because it's going to be the Garnacho role. The 2 midfielders, it does say a deep line playmaker or register alongside a DM or an anchor. Now, I love an anchor in FM, so we'll go with that. That was very much Hulmand for Sporting last season. And then we are going to go a sexy register on support with the left wing back, obviously, as we said, with the left wing back being on attack. And then the front three set inside forward. And we are going to do that on both on support, just so they go into these middle areas a little bit. And then the complete forward, we're going to put that on attack instead of the poacher, just so it offers a little bit more in terms of build-up. It said positive or attacking mentality. So we're going to go attacking with this one. I've done positive and kind of struggled a little bit to break teams down. Shorter passing. Doesn't say anything about tempo, but, you'd imagine with it being FM, we'll go higher. We're going to play out a defence, work balls into the box, and we're going to overlap left and overlap right. In transition, counter. Out of possession, we're going to go high line, mid-block. It doesn't say anything. Use the offside trap, so we will step up more, and we will sort the tighter marking out in the in the opposition instructions. Right, we have got some player instructions. So wing-backs cross more often. 2 central midfielders, it's saying anchor, which will hold its position anywhere. And then what's it asking for the other one? Move into channels, take more risks. Can't move into channels. We could take more risks, though. But the registers already asking for that. So we don't really need to change that. But what we will do is we will start putting in some mark tighter instructions on everybody, because that's what it wanted in the team instructions. The wingers, encourage them to cut inside. So that one's doing that anyway, but we'll still ask them to mark tighter. All right, so that's how it's looking. Now, the opposite instructions is really difficult. So what I would do is, because it is asking for tight marking, I'm just going to do this, look. Whoop. Like that. Always. I don't know how well it works in FM, that, but we're going to give it a go. Tight marking, be really aggressive without the ball. Okay, so that's the tactic. So generally you would expect it to maybe... Now, the game really doesn't like Lenny Yoro yet, but I imagine it would look something like this. Wing-back support on the right will be Delors. I have managed to get Dorgu in, so we'll put him in the team. That would be Agate, what you would say Menu. We'd have to go Bruno out on this left, with then an inside forward in. It has to be Diallo, doesn't it? We can't go Garnacho. And then the centre forward, complete centre forward, he's tricky. We don't want Marcus Rashford playing, really, do we? Let's go Xerxes, because Rasmus Højlund is having a little bit of a mare at the moment. So that is the tactic. It's now time to go on holiday. We're going to simulate a season. I aren't going to put in any players, even though I don't really want Marcus Rashford to play many games. I think we can't put players in because of the amount of games they play in Europe, etc. Hoping Dorgu gets a go at left wing back. Hoping as well that Xerxes gets a little bit of a go up front, and we'll interested to see where Bruno plays. He may play a little bit of a mixture between the Register and the AP on the left. End of May, as you can see, I put myself as become unsackable on the editor, just so you make sure you get the full season, and it's a good job, because Manchester United got relegated using the AI tactic. 38 games, 7 wins, 10 draws, 21 defeats. Now, this is the interesting part. 28 goals scored, which is horrendous, but only 47 conceded, which, bearing in mind, it's about, it isn't bad, is it? It ain't bad. They'll probably concede more than that this year for sure. So I'm a little bit surprised. I didn't expect it to be amazing, mainly down to the fact that I've tried so hard over these last 5 seasons with my Manchester United save that trying to get a good balance and being a really good attacking tactic, we've always struggled at scoring lots of goals. And I'm a little bit surprised that that is the case. I can't see anything glaringly obvious. I would love to see your thoughts down in the comments. I did still expect, the AP out on the left tends to not be great, but I still expected a little bit more. What did Bruno actually do? He's only played 27 games. Has he been injured? Yeah. Start of the season in the Carabao Cup. Not Carabao, the Community Shield. Dear me. So that was a big loss. Out for 4 months. Leading goal scorer Xerxes only scored 13, and everyone else has really struggled. Who has had a lot of appearances? Marcus Rashford's had a lot of appearances. Where was he playing? He's been playing as the playmaker. Maybe that was the case. That was the issue. Now, I would love to see your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what is glaringly obvious. What I will do is, as I said, Patreon's The Tactic is available if you want it over on the Patreon. But But maybe just make a couple of tweaks and let me know. That would be cool. All right, so the next video, I'm going to compete against the AI in creating the FM24 meta. I've not done anything like that before. I tend to not make tactics to break the game. However, I'm going to challenge the AI to see who can get the best FM24 tactic. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. What's wrong with that? Let me know. See you later.